This is Erin McCallum, and thanks for joining us for our third leadership webinar. This webinar is a little unique, and we're very exciting because we have Teresa from the Washington State Opportunity Scholarship here today to share with some information specifically for juniors and seniors on your team to learn about some fantastic funding opportunities for students on the team that can who are interested in staying in Washington State, which we absolutely love because there are some not only fantastic schools across our state, but also fantastic employers from large companies to medium and small who would love to one day hire you. So consider this time this afternoon a great resource to learn about Washington State Opportunity Scholarship and think about your next step after high school graduation and being part of a first team. So, Teresa.
Great. Thank you, Erin. Well, I have I appreciate this opportunity to speak to your teams and really value the work that FIRST does to engage students with hands-on learning opportunities, problem solving, and innovation. We really value this partnership and the chance to be in front of you all to answer any questions you have about the scholarship, to better prepare you, to invigorate you to talk to your students about using the Opportunity Scholarship to be able to attend college in Washington State. So I just have a couple introductory slides on STEM that I think all of you are already familiar with, and we won't go over them too long. But I think you're already aware that students may be interested in a field of science, technology, engineering, and math because they have a natural interest. They may be involved with FIRST. They're involved with a litany of other clubs, chess, math, life sciences. Some of them are interested in STEM because they're interested in helping others, so they have an interest in healthcare or engineering. Or many of them are looking for ways in which that when they finish with college, they're going to have a well-paying job that's going to really take care of themselves and their family. Let's move forward. So on that last piece, we like to get out in front of students to talk about what are the reasons why they, as they are selecting their colleges and their majors, why they might pursue a STEM field above in the area of trying to rise out of financial challenges. So this is a slide that's come out of the Carnival group that talks about what are the median annual wages of a typical graduate in a variety of fields. And we can see as we look at STEM fields, healthcare, business, vocational, and arts, there's a significant bump in the amount of wages they can look forward to gaining if they graduate in a STEM field. And over a lifetime, if we look at the next slide, this amounts to a significant increase. In fact, it's about $500,000 over a lifetime that someone will make if they're going to graduate and go into an engineering or physics field as compared to the social sciences. And not only over their lifetime is that going to be a benefit to them, to their family, and their community, it means with the growing cost of colleges, they're really going to have the capacity to start in their dream career, pay off their student loans, and choose the job they really want to be in that will help them rise out of poverty. So these are really our talking points when we're talking to students about why they may be interested in going into a field that they may otherwise be terrified about to be in a hard class. So let's move on and talk about the Washington State Opportunity Scholarship. So in 2011, there was a meeting between Microsoft leaders, Boeing leaders, and the state legislature to talk about how could they attract talented students from a variety of backgrounds to go into high-demand fields in Washington State, particularly in engineering and computer science. And since that time, $94 million has been raised through Microsoft, Boeing, the Rubens Family Foundation, and the Balmer family, which is all matched by taxpayers statewide. Taken together, this has allowed us to fund 5,400 scholars so far, and we look forward to funding 7,000 more students in the future, which is why I'm so grateful to talk to you all today. Next slide. So students may enroll in the Washington State Opportunity Scholarships so that they can pursue a variety of fields. And if we look at the students who were enrolled from 2011 to 2014, you can see that they're interested in a variety of fields. Although most of them have been interested in healthcare and life sciences, this is a real reason why I've reached out to Erin and you all to try and enroll more students who might be interested in engineering and technology and CS fields. Moving on. So what is this scholarship? So for students who are low and middle income, who have a GPA of 2.75 or better, the scholarship can be as much as $22,500 if they need support for as much as 5 years. And the payout is $2,500 for freshmen, $2,500 for sophomores. Once they're accepted into one of our eligible majors, their scholarship will double to $5,000. They will get $7,500 as seniors, and if they need a fifth year of support, they can request $5,000. Moving forward. We know that this money is not a full ride scholarship, but despite the fact that this is only, quote unquote, a $22,000 scholarship, we see students at a variety of schools across the state. In fact, we currently have 2,670 students at 68 colleges across the state. And this picture just gives you a sense of where all these students go to school. Moving forward. So I just kind of summarized what's been our enrollment to date, but what's really exciting to our investors, including taxpayers statewide, is that at each June, 83% of our students renew the scholarship or they have graduated. And that 1,200 have graduated to date, and that we know of those 1,200 who've graduated, 75% of them have enrolled in a post-baccalaureate program, such as medical school or graduate school, or they have found work. And in those who have found work, over 90% have found work in Washington State. So as we talk about the 7,000 more in the next 4 years, I'm happy to talk now about what's the eligibility. So let's move forward. We'll move forward. I've just covered that area.
Okay.
Okay. So these are some of the places where our students have found work in case you like to read small font.
That's impressive.
It's very exciting, and that's about half of the 2014 graduates who've reported where they go to work.
That's
so imagine twice as many more having reported.
Yep.
I'd need a bigger slide and smaller font.
Yep.
Okay, so here's the eligibility piece and why it's so important to make sure you all feel like you have the tools in hand to reach out to your students. This is a scholarship for low and middle income students. For a family, an example would be a family of 3 can't make more than $88,000. And we have a full listing of what is that financial need criteria on our website. They need a GPA of a 2.75 or better. They need to have graduated from a Washington State high school, a tribal high school, or have gotten their GED in Washington State, and that they are planning to go to school in Washington State at one of our 68 eligible colleges. And when I say ready for STEM and eager for STEM, we really hope that you will get to know the eligible majors, of which there are over 200, where students can pursue engineering, mathematics, tech, science, and healthcare. In order to submit this application, they're going to need access to their transcript that proves their GPA, and we're going to need information that's going to come off of either their FAFSA files or their WSOS files that will demonstrate their need. And the last piece that students love most of all is that the essay is so short. It's 150 to 300 words. There is no letter of recommendation, so for the many of you who work countless hours to write those letters that are so strong for schools, this scholarship gives you a break. Next slide. So how will your students apply? They need to get to the Washington State Opportunity Scholarship between January 5th and February 29th. So it's a leap year. It's very exciting for them to get this in. If they get all their materials in on time, we will review all of the applications and make awards in May. And then that funding will appear as tuition support to the student as part of their financial aid package when they enroll in the fall at a Washington State school. Let me just say, as an incentive to you all, is last year that every student who met the eligibility criteria as a high school senior got the award. That means 802 students who were eligible applied and 802 students who were eligible got the award. And this year we plan to make 1,200 awards to high school students. So clearly this is a scale and a capacity that can really resonate with your students. Next slide. So here's our website, and if you go to the website, you will already see a sample application so your students can look through it ahead of time, or you can. Additionally, I can send additional information that walks you through what I've just been through to let your students know more. If your students or you want to know more about how does it work from a financial aid aspect, or you want to know more about how does it unpack in terms of how it resonates with College Bound or other scholarships, then I encourage you to reach out to the other email address, which is info@waopportunitiescholarship.org. When you reach out to me, as many of the students do, they're getting the support from me as someone who's worked in the biotech industry for 20 years here in Washington State. I provide advice to our students in terms of what they need to do to be successful to move from being academically strong to vocationally strong. So at this point, I want to be available to anyone who has questions.
So, Teresa, we have a question box, and right now I'm not seeing any questions. The one thing that I would ask all of our attendees who are on the call, this is a fantastic resource and a natural resource in terms of the progression of first students. So please take this information. We are recording this call, but please take this information and share it with your team members. I'm hoping that we do this kind of on an annual basis because those of you who are seniors will be graduating, and then we want to make sure that this information is available for the upcoming sophomores and juniors who will be juniors and seniors of next year. But it is a fantastic resource that I know Washington State Opportunity Scholarship reaches out to schools and makes them aware of it, but oftentimes with school counselors, they have a lot on their plate, and sometimes this information may get buried. So please share this with your mentors and share it with your team members so that they can take advantage of it.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Erin, for emphasizing that. A couple points that you've just reminded me of is that I want to make sure that team members are aware that students can apply for the scholarship even if they're 1079 or DACA students. So the key criteria is that they have been residents in Washington State and graduated from a Washington State high school or got their GED in Washington State.
Okay.
And you may have students who qualify in that piece. And the second emphasis I want to make, to your point of starting to talk about this with juniors and seniors, this year 1,200 high school seniors will get it. Next year 1,400 high school seniors will get it. And for the next 2 years afterwards, 1,600 high school seniors will get it. So we really want to make sure that this money that's been already allocated by the legislature is well spent on great first students.
Great. Great. So I still am not seeing any questions, which hats off to you. You've done a wonderful, clear presentation. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I know everyone has probably a lot of homework to do. So we will wrap up. This will be available, this webinar, online at firstwa.org. So please feel free to reference it and share with your team members. And I also believe that we will have some representatives of Washington Opportunity Scholarship joining us during our FRC kickoffs early Saturday morning, January 9th. So there will be another opportunity to hear this information, but that is also in the midst of the application window. So if you want to be proactive, get this on your calendar and be thinking about completing your application.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Everyone. Thank you, Teresa. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks
Stay
so
dry.
much. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.